Hey guys, PrinceofMacedon here. I'm gonna do this commentary video for Rome Total War, the multiplayer battle, and this will be a historical battle, and I will be commanding the Romans with about 6,000 denarii, and my opponent's name is Prince of War. He'll be commanding the Britons with about 10,000 denarii, so he has about 4,000 more denarii for his army. As for the name of this battle, it doesn't really have a name. Like, on Wikipedia, it's called the Massacre of the Ninth Legion. But anyways, this battle took place between Boudicca and Petillius Cerialis. Cerialis was the commander in charge of the Ninth Legion Hispana, and he was activated to relieve the Roman colony of Camulodunum. Unfortunately, he got there too late, but he didn't really know that. So, without further ado, I'll be commanding these Romans here, and as you guys know, Prince of War will be commanding the Britons. So this town here represents the Roman town of Camulodunum. It used to be a Briton town until the Romans built their own little colony over it, and it was settled by Roman veterans who treated the natives pretty poorly. So, anyways, I'm gonna put my guys way out here into this forest because when Petillius Cerialis met Boudicca in battle, he was about a day's march from the city. So he never actually made it there, unfortunately. But anyways, I have my guys in column here. This is Peter Cerialis in the front. And here are some archer auxilia that represent the auxiliary troops fighting with the Romans in this battle. So he did not have a full-strength legion here. He had more of a Vexillatio, which is basically an ad hoc army, like a task force, kind of like the German Kampfgruppe of World War II. Basically, the commander will search out for any kind of... Holy cow, there's a storm. But yeah, he'll search out for any kind of troops in the vicinity, and he'll go out and fight these, you know, whoever. He'll take whatever troops he thinks he needs. So, he has about 2,000 foot soldiers. One of those cohorts are an auxiliary unit. And then he has about 500 horses. And this is the Briton army of Boudicca. Unfortunately, Boudicca here is represented with a warlord, so you'll have to imagine that the warlord is Boudicca, even though Boudicca here has a beard. So, anyways, I got my Roman Legion Hispana marching through this forest here. We have no idea where this Briton army is, composed mainly of Iceni troops. So I'm marching out here, have no idea where these Britons are. I mean, that's the historical background to this. And this all happened because the Romans mistreated the Iceni. At the time, the Iceni king was Prasutagus, but when he perished, he left his kingdom to his two daughters and to the Roman emperor. Unfortunately, the Romans did not really have much respect for his will. So the Romans marched in. You know, these Iceni are grieving over the loss of their king. Boudicca is his widow. But these Romans come in acting like they own the place. They basically rape Boudicca's daughters, and they flog Boudicca herself, and they treat everyone in there like slaves. So that is the immediate reason for Boudicca's revolt. And there's of course there are other reasons for the revolt, but the most immediate reasons are these Romans acting basically like dogs against these Iceni. So Boudicca leads this revolt. She leads her Iceni, and she also has the support of neighboring tribes. So here I am marching my troops forward here, still in this forest here. Here's a Briton army. This guy, Prince of War, he has concentrated all of his cav over here with his chariots. Let me show you a close-up of Boudicca here. Boudicca is right here. This is Boudicca. You have to use your imagination here. That's Boudicca. She has a beard for some reason. Unfortunately, I can't mod the units myself, so I can't make it look like Boudicca, so oh well. So this is the massive army. Some people think that this Briton army was about 10,000, at least 10,000. But if you read the historians, this number was humongous. But there isn't really a number attached to this, but it was significantly bigger than the Roman task force that was sent to put down this attack on Camulodunum. But anyways, what happened here was the Britons marched in, and then the the Roman veterans who were like locked up in this little sanctuary here. They were locked up for 2 days. They were holding out, but eventually, you know, they couldn't resist anymore, and they were slaughtered. But by the time Petillius Cerialis came out here, it was too late. But he didn't know that, so this guy marched out, and he was pretty foolhardy. I mean, you gotta give him props for responding to the threat, but he had no idea how big this threat was, but he marched out anyways, and led his men into danger, of course. But they were Romans. Much better armed, much better trained. But he had no idea how massive this Briton army was. So anyways, Prince of War is he's spreading his troops out all around this forested area. And while Petillius Cerialis was responding to this threat, the governor, Suetonius Paulinus, he was out in Wales fighting more natives. He was too far to help out, but he was on his way, but much too far to help out Petillius Cerialis, who was pretty much on his own here, marching out to meet this threat. In the actual battle, the Romans here were ambushed. Like, they were very well trained. Like, if you give the Romans enough time to line up for battle, then they're pretty much unstoppable against this native kind of army. Like, even though these odds are ridiculous, but fortunately for Boudicca, she ambushed these Romans while they're still marching. You know, their weapons are covered. They weren't prepared for war. Kind of like what happened in the Teutoburg Forest many generations before this battle. Anyways, back to the game. I see these barbarian peasants without support, so I'm going to charge in with my general unit, Petillius Cerialis. So I'm basically luring his chariots to come after me. And what I want him to do is chase my general unit, which they're doing right now. But I want them closer to the forest here. That's where my legionnaires are now hidden. But that's also where my auxiliary archers are. See, my archers are way back here. I want to shoot his chariots, hopefully assassinate Boudicca. End this revolt now. So I'm going to keep smashing into these peasants. At the same time, I'm also showering these cav units over here. See this? I want to assassinate Boudicca. So, anyways, I'm going to go back into the forest here, where my legionnaires are still hidden. He didn't see that, but I'm sure he knows they're there somewhere. So here come those chariots and all those cav. He wants some of his action. I take my legionnaires out of hiding. I'm going to confront these chariots. Look at this. All these chariots and light horsemen of the Britons. They're right here, clashing with my legionnaires. My legionnaires are prepared, though, for this threat. So his guys start to break. And his general routs. And that's Boudicca. She's dead. Boom. We have killed the leader of this revolt. Of course, the revolt will still go on, but at least we killed Boudicca. From the other side, we have these wood warriors coming in, and I have my archers targeting them, targeting this unshielded, unprotected spot. So I'm hacking down these wood warriors with my archers, and they're chasing my general. But I'm just gonna chase down these peasants, and I got the speed on horseback to outrun these wood warriors. All the meanwhile, I'm shooting these guys with my archers, and these guys are dropping like flies. And this is when the rest of the Briton army is coming. Now this is an enormous amount of Britons coming. So here comes the first wave of wood warriors. Unfortunately, my opponent did not use war cry, and without the general and without the war cry, those guys are going to break immediately. See that? There's hordes of them though. I'll give him that. But he's not using war cry. And of course, there's no general to provide the support that these barbarian troops do need. I got my general back here hacking down these barbarian cav units, what's left of them. And I'm going to smack into these wood warriors from the flanks. And I'm bringing up the rest of my legionnaires, just in case these guys need it. So do the big retreat here, a big mass rout of native Briton troops. Warriors though, but undisciplined. So my Roman soldiers are going to hack these guys down. I got my cav coming in to hack these guys from the flanks. and see this big mass rout of Briton units. I'm going to use my general unit here on horseback to just keep chasing them down, make sure they don't stop routing. And these guys rout too. See, with the barbarian units, you do need Warcry, you do need their general, and you also have to be wary of this chain route, because barbarian units are very susceptible to chain routes. So I see this unit of peasants, they are not routing, so I'm just going to charge into them. So this big mass route back into Camulodunum. So they're going to head back for the town square. So I'm going to keep chasing them. And man, my general, he's getting all kinds of experience right now. All these kills. By the way, I do fight this battle from the reverse side. So after this fight, I'm going to show you a quick fast-forwarded version of the reverse battle where I command the Britons and my opponent commands the Romans. But I want to focus on this battle. So here I am. I want to destroy these guys before they make it back to the town square. But there's still a lot of Briton soldiers. See that? There's still a significant amount, so I want to kill them before they make it to the town square, where they can regroup. Anyways, while this slaughter was happening in the historical battle, let me tell you what happens in the actual battle. In the actual battle, as I said earlier, the Britons do ambush these Romans who are on the march. They are unprepared, and every single Roman infantry at this battle, whether it be 2,000 Roman infantry or 5,000, doesn't really matter. They were all slaughtered. And the only people who survived this battle were, of course, the Britons. And the commander here, Petillius Cerialis, survived along with his cav. So he survived this massacre. But the legionnaires did not make it. And the reason why people think there were only 2,000 legionnaires is because the fort that this guy came from, it's been studied, and it's been revealed that only about 2,000 or so troops could fit in that fort. So that's why they think it was a understrength Vexillatio that responded to this threat at Camulodunum. So anyways, I got these Britons back in the town square. All the meanwhile, I'm rushing up my legionnaires here. I'm running them up here so they can take part in this final fight. Because I don't want my general unit doing all the kills here. Because these guys are kind of tired now. Actually, they're very tired. But yeah, this guy retreats. This guy gets away, Petillius Cerialis, in the actual battle. And after this battle, Boudicca moves on, and she burns down Londinium, and she burns down another big Roman city. So 3 Roman cities burn to the ground, and all of its inhabitants are pretty much massacred. It was a very bloody uprising, if you can call it an uprising. More of like a national, well, you know, rebellion. I call it patriotism, because they're fighting for their own country. So I got these guys coming in from this side, and here comes my legionnaires. They are swarming into the town square, and they're going to give it to these Britons. Look at all my guys I have left. So, because they're on their town square, they get the morale boost. They can't rout once they're in here. So I'm going to surround them and just pound them from all sides here. But stick around after this battle. I will show you the fast-forwarded version of the reverse battle. But we win this fight here. So we change history. We stop the this uprising. And good game to Prince of War. I will show you the reverse battle. Let me show you these detailed kills though. Look at my general unit. They killed 810 Briton warriors by themselves, and they only sustained 6 casualties. But before I show you the reverse battle, let me talk more about what happens after this battle in the historical context. As I said, in the historical fight, you know, these Romans under Cerialis get slaughtered. So these guys get away, and Boudicca is razing all these Roman towns to the ground. And Suetonius Paulinus, the guy who was campaigning in Wales, he comes back, but instead of defending these cities where it's too late, he decides to gather every Roman and auxiliary troops that he can. He even gets the remaining troops of the Ninth Legion Hispana. So all the meanwhile, he's gaining all these troops. Eventually, he gathers 10,000 Roman and auxiliary troops, and he confronts Boudicca at Watling Street. The location is still unknown. People have their own theories, but he has time to form up for battle, and that's not good for these Britons. By this time, the Briton army is humongous. It's humongous, guys. It's like a horde. Basically, the whole, well, what to say, it's a big horde of Briton troops. But even despite their numbers, they are fighting a well-disciplined, well-oiled fighting machine. And the Romans here, they are not unprepared this time. They are lined up for battle in the way that they know. They're lined up. Their troops are ready, and they slaughtered this uprising led by Boudicca. Something of interest is that Petillius Cerialis, the guy who led the Ninth Legion, he went on to more adventurous events. I mean, this guy not only survived this massacre of the Ninth Legion, he went on to take part in the later civil wars that took place during the year of the Four Emperors. You know, like Vespasian, Galba, whatnot. And he also helped retake Rome with the Cav. And he also put down the Batavian revolt, very famous. So this guy was pretty much everywhere. He's kind of like the Forrest Gump of Roman times. You know Forrest Gump? He survived the Vietnam War, met Lyndon B. Johnson. He played ping pong for the U.S. national team at the Olympics, and he met Nixon. So he's kind of like the Forrest Gump of ancient times, I suppose. Very lucky man. But anyways, without further ado, I do want to show you this reverse battle where I command the Gauls. Sorry, where I command the Britons, and my opponent, Prince of War, commands the Romans. And this will be a fast-forwarded version. Alright, so I'm going to load up this replay, and this will be the reverse battle. Once again, I will command the Britons this time with 10,000 denarii, and Prince of War will command the Romans with about 6,000 denarii. So here's me. This is Boudicca. She has a beard, and she's on chariot. So, oh, fast forward, that's right. Fast forward version. Yeah, I don't really want to make a whole new video out of this. I just want to put them all together. So instead of deploying in the forest, he deploys right up here, which is fine. So we'll say in this context, the Romans do make it on time to the Roman fort of Camulodunum. So I'm being shot by the archer auxiliary right now. That's fine. I'm gonna move my cav all the way around. He peels off one of his legionnaires and his general to chase after my cav. And you can see I just surround the units that come after me. See in the background, there goes his general. There goes Cerialis. And here comes the legionnaires. They are isolated, and I will just surround it from all sides. All the meanwhile, I am using war cry for my units here. Like before I commit them into battle, I will war cry them, and I will do my best to keep my general alive. But even without the general, even without war cry, I'm still outnumbering this army by 4,000 denarii, so it's pretty much an easy battle as the Britons. So let's do this overhead view here. These Romans are getting surrounded from all sides. And I will show you the massacre of the 9th Legion Hispana here in fast-forwarded, glorious speed. So the cav does not survive, but the infantry does. 6 Roman infantry do survive this battle. They live to tell the tale. And maybe they join the Roman governor of Britain, Suetonius Paulinus. Perhaps they do, perhaps they don't. It's all hypothetical. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Or hope you enjoyed both of these battles. And good game to Prince of War. Thank you for taking part in this historical fight.